James Comer, the House Oversight Committee Chair, is saying that investigations on President Joe Biden is now receiving more help as there are a couple of Biden family business associates who are willing to cooperate with them. Now, he says that the information from the whistleblowers will not be good for the Biden family. This could be trouble. I also have a huge update on the balloons from China that were shot down earlier this year. Any guesses as to what they actually were? Tell you what, choose between these two. Either it was a spy balloon or it was a weather balloon. Comment your guess down below. More bad news for motorists as we may see gas prices going up again as OPEC Plus just announced production cuts. Are you guys prepared to face even higher gas prices at the pump again? This change will surely affect all of us, and I'm pretty anxious as to how much more that we're going to be paying once it's implemented. While we could see a reoccurrence of high gas prices, we may see a first when it comes to former President Donald Trump and the Secret Service that are sworn to protect him. With the possibility of Trump actually going to prison, we may see the Secret Service follow him. That would be a first, wouldn't it? And Russian forces claim that they now have control over Bakhmut, while Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says that the fight there is far from over. Now, before we continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. It totally helps out a lot. Really appreciate you guys. If you're new here, if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to Social Security, the state of our economy, global happenings, the stock market, the housing market, and anything going on in Washington, D.C., be sure to subscribe to the channel. And for the best way to invest in gold or silver, hit the link in the description down below this video. Now, guys, the spy balloon that the Biden administration shot down earlier this year, it was just that. It was a spy balloon. Now, according to the U.S. officials, the balloon was able to gather intelligence from our military bases for days before being blown out of the sky. Now, the problem is that the data was being transmitted in real time, and this was being received in Beijing. Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh, she said this about the balloon, quote, "We do know that the balloon was able to be maneuvered and purposely driven along its track. We're still doing an assessment of what the intel was that China was able to gather, but we do know that the steps that we took provided little additive value to what they've been able to collect on the satellites from before," end quote. Some are saying that it was right to shoot the balloon out of the sky, while others are saying that it was a mistake. The mistake being that we even allowed the balloon to freely go across the country and all over military sites. But what do you guys think? I'll leave that judgment up to you guys. Now, on the topic of mistakes, it looks as if Russia has just made one. That is, if you ask Ukrainian officials regarding the state of Bakhmut. So the head of the Wagner mercenary group, who has been leading Moscow's assault, says this, quote, "Legally, Bakhmut is taken. We hoisted the Russian flag with the inscription in good memory of Vladimir Tatarsky, the flag of the PMC Wagner on the Bakhmut city administration building," end quote. Ukrainian officials, though, they have said otherwise, and that a spokesperson even said this, quote, "They raised the flag over some kind of toilet. They attached it to the side of who knows what, hung their rag, and said that they have captured the city. Well, good. Let them think that they've taken it," end quote.
2 апреля, 23:00 ровно. Сзади меня здание городской администрации. Это российский флаг. Владлену Татарскому написано «Добрая память» на этом флаге. Юридически мы взяли Бахмут. И командиры подразделений, которые брали администрацию и весь центральный квартал, понесут и поставят эти знамена. Знамя ЧВК «Вагнер». Это эти парни брали Бахмут. Юридически он наш. В западных кварталах остался противник. 2 апреля, 23:00. Давайте, ребят.
Zelensky denies that the war in Bakhmut is over and even said, quote, "It's especially hot there today," probably referring to the battles that are happening. In other news, things are heating up with former President Donald Trump's criminal charges, as it could be possible that he may face time behind bars. Now, as you guys know, all living former presidents are entitled to the protection of the Secret Service unless they decline it, which begs the question, will agents follow the president into prison if he's charged? If he's put into a cell, a former official says that they probably would not be inside with Trump, but instead be within the property where the former president may be held. Although a source who has been briefed on the arraignment of Trump has said that the typical procedures where a defendant is put in handcuffs, placed in a jail cell, and subjected to a mugshot may not be applicable for the former president. Reason being is that defendants are handcuffed as they may be deemed as a flight risk or a threat to the DA or court personnel. As Trump travels with Secret Service agents, none of these are considered relevant. Now, here's a question for you guys. Do you guys feel as if justice and law laws in the country are being applied equally in this case. From the former president, let's talk about President Biden and his family, as House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer may have just gotten a breakthrough with the investigations that he's been doing. Now, according to Comer, quote, "We are in communication with 4 former Biden family business associates. They are cooperating with our investigation, and I will tell you, it's very concerning," end quote. The investigations are zeroing in on 9 violations, which include wire fraud and money laundering.
New York Post columnist and author of the hit book, Laptop from Hell, Miranda Devine. Miranda, we really wanted you on the show for this story. So House Oversight says bank suspicious activity reports filed with the U.S. Treasury reveal that Beau Biden's widow, Hallie Biden, got a $35,000 cut from Hunter Biden's business deals with China. For what?
Well, look, that's what we don't know, but what we do know is that is just part of $1 million payment that came from the Chinese energy company through to a guy called Rob Walker, who's a Biden family associate, a business partner of Hunter's. He had a $3 million, this was one wire of several, and that came in, and he then dispersed it out in little amounts to various Biden family members. James Comer in the Oversight Committee has found 4 Biden family members were paid in these little intermittent amounts at this period from starting 24 hours after that Chinese money came in. And Hallie Biden appears to be on that suspicious activity report. It's her bank account. And there's also Hunter Biden, his uncle Jim Biden, Joe Biden's brother, and another unnamed Biden who got, I think it was $100,000 and maybe more, but certainly there was one transaction of 100, just as there was one transaction for 35,000 that we saw on that statement that the Oversight Committee put out today for Hallie Biden. And of course, as the Oversight Committee said in their statement, Hallie Biden is a primary school teacher, so why would she be paid by the Chinese? Why was this money siphoned through a friend of theirs, a business associate, Rob Walker in Arkansas? Why didn't it go straight into the companies belonging to the Biden?
The committee is unable to confirm the identities of the 4 members due to their whistleblower status, but it is surprising to hear that some are willing to come forward to provide evidence of any kind of wrongdoing against the president and his family. Do you guys believe that anything will materialize out of these investigations? I'll be honest with you, I was actually surprised to see former President Donald Trump being indicted. So I guess anything's possible. Or much like the laptop controversy, will they all just be set aside and ignored? Now here's something that we can't set aside. We literally can't, because most of us drive to work. OPEC and its allies, which include Russia, has now agreed to cut crude oil production by 1.16 million barrels per day. Now this announcement pushed prices quickly, raising prices per barrel by $5. And I'm not even sure how far it's going to be going once this video gets out. Saudi Arabia has said that it's a precautionary measure to stabilize the oil market. Here's the most worrying part of all of this. Some analysts are saying that this may push oil prices toward the $100 mark per barrel again. What with Russia's output cuts and China's reopening, the cuts are expected to begin May and will run all the way until the end of 2023. Now you have to imagine how this is going to affect inflation again, and also how much of a burden that this is going to have on our wallets. Are any of you guys ready to pay more for gas? Not many of us are safe from price increases. And if we're being told that inflation is going down, our experience continues to tell a different story. Now I've seen comments where people are spending almost twice what they were spending a year ago, and that's with them cutting on some of the stuff that they used to buy. But this shouldn't be the case though. We deserve better. Now if you guys are interested in it, leave me a comment down below. We can talk about wise investments in the stock market, real estate, even gold. And if cash flow is an issue, we can discuss side hustles, small businesses, money-making methods that can possibly generate multiple streams of income. You have to remember that the road to financial freedom is not easy, but it's also not impossible. Now before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next video.